about you being gone is I can watch the game all day long, and I can stretch my legs out in the bed, extra pillow underneath my head. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. I got a lot more room for my stuff, and I only have to wash one cup. I can stay up late and play my guitar, and the groceries go twice as far. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. Your girlfriends ain't ringing the phone off the wall. I never have to hear from that mother-in-law. Ain't cut the grass since the middle of June. I smoke a big cigar up in my living room. Don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. Let the trash pile up right by the door. Eat pizza and ice cream 3 times a day, 'cause I ain't worried about watching my weight. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. Yeah, man, just think about all the good things about you being gone. Stretch out here at home. Hey, man, come on in. Don't mind the muddy shoes on the white carpet. She ain't here. You hungry? Hey, man, I got some food if you want to eat. I got a microwave oven with little pictures on the front of it. You just pick what you want to eat and push the button, and it will cook it for you. Yeah, man, you can smoke that cigar up here in the kitchen. Just use that vase over there. Need something to drink? We got beer, bourbon, whiskey, scotch, Diet Coke, Fanta. Yeah, man, I bet you've been on the road for a minute. Bathroom's right down the hall. Switches on the left, doors on the right. Just remember to leave the lid up. Leave it up. Hey everybody, welcome to Facebook Live. I'm your host Brian Nova, joined by Ellington the Wonder Dog, and of course the lovely Missoni Lanza, running the boards, the computers, and everything else on the side there makes us all happen. We want to welcome you here for our very first show of 2021. I can't believe it. We've been at this for almost 9 months now. This is our 35th show, and we're so glad you're with us here today. We're going to start off this show with a fun tune from Lerner and Lowe from the great play Brigadoon, which you probably remember. Some of you watching Gene Kelly chase Sid Charisse around the Highlands of Scotland. And it goes something like this. What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. 'Cause the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing just for me. And by the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I swear I was falling. Why, it's almost like being in love. Like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. 'Cause the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing just for me. And by the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I do declare she was calling. Why, it's almost like being in love. Why, it's almost like being in love. almost like being in love, folks. Just a little bit. Anyway, welcome. First couple housekeeping things. Check out our YouTube. We are making the move here in the next week or so. We're still kind of working on logistics and such, but we are on the way. Also, check out our PayPal over here. This is our tip jar. This helps keep the business running, helps keep the show on the air, and all sorts of other little things. So we hope you guys will help and be gracious and kind and help us out there. It's never expected, but always appreciated, folks. We really do that. I want to see some highs out there. Bob Sky, one of the great harmonica players, as well as a wonderful percussionist and studio engineer, Bob, and a sailor, too, as well. That's right, Bob. Good to see you out there. James Bragg. It's James' birthday tomorrow, everybody. Make sure you get online and wish James Bragg a happy birthday. I won't tell you which one, but anyway, they're all good at this point, right, James? Happy birthday, brother. Ron, Rogers, everybody over there from the Churchill Room. Want to say hi to everyone in the Churchill Room. Hope everybody's doing well, staying safe. Had a good holiday. Big shout out to all our pals at the Vertigo Club, all of our friends up at the U Club in San Francisco, as well as down here in the desert at Palm Desert Tobacco, and of course, the Mirage Cigar Lounge, the Rancho Mirage. Cigars 24 hours a day. Love it over there. What else we got to talk about? Well, a couple of our sponsors, of course. We have with us Long Meadow Ranch is one of our sponsors here, folks, and we'll show you a little picture of some of that wonderful Long Meadow Ranch Cabernet Sauvignon. Make sure you get online and check that out. We're going to talk more about that with Ted in a second, but love having them around. Also, it is my pal Bruce Ennis' birthday tomorrow. Bruce, all the way up in Sun Valley via Canada. Great singer-songwriter. Happy birthday to you too, Bruce. Hope all is well with you guys. Made famous by the great Nat King Cole. It's only a paper moon hanging over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. It is only a canvas sky sailing over a muslin tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Oh, without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Oh, without your love, it's a melody played on a penny arcade. It's a Barnum Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. only a paper moon hanging over us cardboard sea. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. It is only a canvas sky sailing over a muslin tree. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played on a penny arcade. It's a Barnum Bailey world, just phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Oh man, Paper Moon. It's a world of make-believe out there, folks. Hey, it's my brother David. David, good to see you over there. And Dr. Steve, good to see you, Dr. Steve. And Jerry, thank you so much, Jerry. And Sarah, Happy New Year to you too. Well, listen, folks, we have, what do we have to talk about? I think we've kind of covered most everything we need to talk about. I suppose our bird of the week is this lovely angels something or other from the world of Fuente. Anyway, that's what I'll be smoking all the way down to the bottom in a little bit as soon as we get done here. So that is it for that. Listen, my guest, I just want to get to it because I'm so excited to have him. He literally is like, he's my bro. He is part of the family, and I admire him so much. Ted's the president and CEO of Long Meadow Ranch and Associates, and affiliates, which is a wide array of different companies that he runs. And we'll talk a little bit more about all that. But I mean, more than that, not only was he the senior partner and fellow at the McKinsey & Company, he was also the chairman of McKinsey Global Institute. He has been on numerous boards such as Dolby. Maybe we'll talk about a little bit about the Dolby world in music. Pete's Coffee, Williams Sonoma, Robert Mondavi Group, and the list goes on and on and on. He is also the owner and CEO, of course, of one of our sponsors, Long Meadow Ranch, which is Masoniite Mines, and half of Coachella Valley now. It's our favorite wine down here. And he runs our favorite, by far, restaurant, Farmstead, up in St. Helena, up in the Napa Valley. But even more importantly, he is a member of the National Recording Arts, the Grammys, for instance, as well as he used to own his own record label, Monarch Records, that we're going to talk about. And he is a world-class trombonist, and I'm just so happy to have him here with us, my bro, Ted Hall. Ted, I'm going to bring you on here so I can hear you. There he is. And
Hello, bro. How are you, man?
You? I'm great. Yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fine.
I see you've got one of your trombones behind you there.
I do. It's the Michael Davis Plus. It's a terrific horn.
Wow. Hey, can we take a look at that? Show us just a little bit of it there. That's the Michael. Wow, that's a beauty.
Yeah, everybody. I can't play it at too many gigs because everybody wants to take it away from me.
I bet you. I bet they do. Now, what makes that? What makes
if you were like Charlie Brown, you get beaten up and they take your trombone.
Exactly. So what makes that trombone, like, say, I could show you a couple things on my guitar that makes it better than one out of the box. What makes that trombone the stellar instrument that it is?
Well, it has a lot to do with the way the bell is made. So it's a single piece, not fabricated into several pieces. There's a lot to the balance of a trombone. So if it's too heavy, it's hard to balance on your shoulder, and then it's hard to get a lot of dexterity along the slide. It has a level of precision that it allows the harmonics of the horn to work, so that you're on a trombone, you just got a tube, man. You don't have any buttons to push. There are no frets, and
Right.
uh, and so you're really relying on your ability to hit the right pitch, and that can only happen if the horn's well balanced. And so it's a great art. The kind of the most highly regarded trombone maker today is Shires, and this is a Shires
Shire.
horn that was designed by the first bell
Oh,
trombone player in New York, Michael Davis.
gotcha, gotcha. The Shire.
Yeah, a
Well, so
Shires.
Shires. So
Yes,
not like the Shire where the Lord of the Rings all hangs out. Not like that.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, listen. So what got you in the trombone in the first place? How did?
Well, that's kind of a funny story. I started playing piano when I was 5 years old. My great grandmother had come to stay with us uh, after a medical event. She played the piano like crazy, entirely by ear. My mother was a modest player, and so I was 5 years old. I still remember my teacher is Francis Ingle, and I started playing. I played until I was 13 or so. Our family uprooted and moved to a little town outside of Houston, Texas, and my sister is a few years younger, had gone to a one of these junior high school band evenings where they all tried out different instruments or were talked about it. And my father came home with a trombone and said,
Wow.
"You're going to learn to play this." And I said, "The hell I am." And and he said, "Come on, just give it." So I took a few lessons over the summer, and I entered high school as a freshman in high school, and by the 1st of November, I was the first chair trombone player, and
Unbelievable.
kind of the rest is history. I fairly early on made it to the regional or the all state band or something like that, and um, I loved it. Changed my life, and it was entirely involuntary.
Well, as it should be. As it should be. Yeah, yeah, right. Wow, what a story. So, you grew up there. How did you end up into New York when you? Because I've been
Well,
told some stories of you playing in New York.
I was from a small town. Nobody ever gone to an Ivy League school. I had a little bit of success locally. I got recruited. I ended up going to Princeton. I arrived on the campus. I got off the little dinky train and looked at the conductor and said, "Which way is the university?" And everybody on the car laughed.
Wow.
I was coming there to start school, and I didn't even know where I was going. But a friend of mine, an early friend, was a great trumpet player named Bill Hershey. We formed a 17-piece big band called the Prospective Sound. Started doing gigs. Lester Lannon was a big name in New York in those days.
Oh, I know Lester. I remember Lester Lannon.
They
Yeah.
were the
High Society Band.
first call society band. Well, we started taking all their turn down gigs, and also, frankly, because we go to places like Manhattanville and Marymount and where all the girls were, and and we had some success. And then by the time I was a senior, we'd had some overlapping gigs, and Bill talked me into uh, going to New York, where I had been hanging out, but this time to bring my horn and go to the Village Vanguard.
Wow.
And what you did in those days is if you wanted to play, you came down the stairs. Anybody that's been there will know this. Right? You come down the stairs, a tiny little room, low ceiling, but you turn hard to the left, and there was a bare wall. There wasn't any seating along that wall. And what you do is you drop your horn there, and then you'd hope that somebody decided they didn't want to play the second set and wanted to go home to New Jersey or whatever. And one day, Garnet Brown played with the Crusaders, a bunch of guys, said, "Hey, kid, you want to play?" I said, "Sure." And so I ended up more than I care to admit to anybody who was worried about my time at school being the late night sub at the Village Vanguard with Thad Jones and Mel Lewis. It's the trip of a lifetime.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I still
That's
think they're the best big band
fantastic.
in the world, but I'm biased.
Well, it's a good
True
bias,
story.
and you're from a good position to be biased by.
Yeah, no, it was great. Lots of guys came through there. You know, the other thing about the Village Vanguard band is that, at least the folklore is that it was the first truly integrated band in New York. There were always there was still a lot of segregation. They played for the first time in 1966, and of course Thad is a big husky black man, and Mel Lewis was this funny little Jewish guy, and quite the odd couple, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
but they attracted, an amazing group of musicians. I saw the same deal a few years later. Another true story. As I'm sitting there in the audience, and some young kid comes down and puts his trumpet down where I had put my trombone, and then Thad says, "Hey kid, you want to come play?" And he did, and of course he blew everybody away. It was Wynton Marsalis.
Yeah.
You got to start someplace,
Exactly. And he's probably what, 14?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe younger than that. It was
Younger
pretty
than
cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Well, listen, speaking of vanguards and great stuff, I've got a couple videos I want to play. These are from, I thought I'd put a little compilation together of some of your favorite musicians that have been on the show. I can't get them all on, but one of them here is, of course, our pal Lawrence Hobgood.
Oh, that's great.
So here is a tune with Lawrence and myself kind of doing a little duet. And we're doing the composition Watch What Happens. So check it out. All right, Lawrence, you ready?
Yeah, baby.
Go.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3. Why don't you let someone start believing you? Let him hold out his hand. Let him find you and watch what happens. Want someone who can look in your eyes and see deep in your heart. Let him find you and watch what happens. Cold, no, I won't believe your heart is cold. Maybe just afraid to be broken again. Why don't you let someone with a deep love to give that deep love to you? And what magic you'll see. Let someone give his heart to someone who cares like me. Yeah, Lawrence. yeah. Why don't you lay it someone with a deep love to give? Give that deep love to you, baby. And what magic you'll see when someone gives his heart. Someone who cares like me. Let someone give his heart. Someone who cares like me. Lawrence Hopgood.
Man, that's great.
Ah,
You were there. I mean, he played for my 70th birthday party, which
that's
was
right.
cooler than heck, and basically had everybody swinging from ecstasy to total tears. It was a
Yeah.
very emotional performance.
Yeah, no, he's a marvelous, marvelous player and a great guy. So,
Absolutely.
so I know you're on the Grammy committee. I know that. So did that all come about through your record label? Is that how kind of
Yeah,
things
through
came
Monarch
together?
Records. Yeah, it's pretty cool that you can't just be a record executive and be elected to the National Academy. You actually have to have artistic credits, and I was fortunate enough to produce 4 or 5 records early on in the days of the record label, and a few guys nominated me, and I got elected. So I voted for the Grammys for 20 years. So
Wow.
that's quite a privilege, actually.
Yeah, no doubt. Tell us about Monarch Records, because
Well, it was a labor of love. Started in the late '80s. We was a piano player, a local piano player named Mark Little that um, really deserved to be recorded, and my brother was a venture capitalist that had just completed a deal, and he's also a trombone player. We decided that we would try to give Mark a little bit of help, and then next thing we know, we'd created a record label called Monarch Records. Attracted some really great famous talent as producers. A guy named Frank Doherty, who won 4 Grammys doing records with Art Blakey and the Messengers,
hmm,
and of course Orrin Keepnews, who had founded Riverside Records in New York and moved out here, quote, to retire, but just couldn't. And I got introduced to him. And so everybody knows Orrin was the guy that found Bill Evans, Thelonious Monk, Sonny Rollins, Cannonball Adderley, Wes Montgomery, just to name a few.
yeah,
And,
exactly. Yeah,
uh,
Riverside Records.
so it was a great privilege. He kind of took me under his wing and treated me as a as a son, and we started producing records. And so we were uh, doing that for almost 25 years, kind of in the background. Recorded some really great guys, Cedar Walton, Billy Higgins, Buster Williams, Art Farmer, Harold
Hmm.
Land, Jessica Williams, all people. And then what was really motivating us was there was a scene in San Francisco in those days, um, kind of a hip hop jazz scene that was pretty vibrant. A guy named Dave Ellis, uh, Charlie Hunter, Mimi Fox, Alex Merzan, and we were trying to create really a new scene, the jazz label of San Francisco. But we got nailed, as everybody did in the record business, by the uh, the big piracy that took place that caused the entire distribution system ultimately to collapse. So, Tower Records went bankrupt, Sam Goody went bankrupt, and we didn't yet have the distribution system of iTunes. So we struggled financially, but were successful artistically. And I sold the company, really sold the library of the company back in 2007. But you can still see a lot of our stuff in the iTunes store and Amazon and places like that. I'm very
Unbelievable.
proud of the work that we did, and it was a real privilege to have um, been in the studio with somebody of the caliber of Warren Keepnews.
Well, yeah. Well, Ted, you're keeping it alive. I mean, it's not only something to be proud of, but we're many of us in the business are in your debt for doing such things. So I can't thank you enough. Also,
Well, it's a labor of love, man.
well, it all good things are, right? Hey, Aaron Langton's checking in. He says hi.
Hello, Aaron.
Bob Sky says hi. Leo Vigil says hi. We got all kinds of our pals on line with us here today. And hey, we've got another pal here that we're going to bring on with us here that just happened to check in. He's I don't know what he's doing at home right now, but I'm thankful he is. We're going to bring in our other bro. If there were as a Three Musketeers, here they are, folks. We're bringing Dan Gordon here to join us. Danny, there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm hanging on anywhere. I'm a little pissed off right now, though.
It's my two
Ted,
sponsors right here. We've got
well,
Gordon
if
Biersch
you were on the
and,
Grammy selection committee, why aren't there more trombone players that have gotten Grammys? This is really a travesty, Ted. I am really upset. I'm just reeling here.
Where they discriminate, they don't allow very many of us.
It's that finite little slot. It's the token trombone player.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we've got one of those. We don't need another one for 20 years.
But what the world doesn't know is that we really are the leaders of the world in every regards. When you look at trombone, it's just everywhere around you. We're taking it over. We're taking over the world right now.
like oxygen, right? Yes.
Well, you know, there is because we're not going to make a living playing trombone, so we got to do something else. That's why you find so many successful business guys that have the trombone upbringing.
That is true. So I should tell our viewers that coming from somebody that usually stands in front of the big band, I get the world view. So you have your rhythm section off to one side, and you have first row is saxophone, second row is trombones, and the third row is trumpets. And on any big band, and I would almost lay a wager that on any big band, any country, that it's your trombone section, which is got all the businessmen. They're the smartest. They're the top of the heap, and everybody. The rest of us are all just sort of scraping it together. So it's a trombone section that keeps the bands financially as well as business-wise in business.
Yeah, I just like being Ted's wingman wherever we go, and that's the. So, are we going to do some Ted Hall stories now, or some anecdotal things? Because I've experienced a lot with Ted that the world needs to hear about.
Well, yeah. Dan, why don't you start with that? What sort of?
Well, let's start about Ted and boats, because you and I were on a boat on Ted's boat, and Ted decided not to take the sailboat because it would be going too slow. And I don't know what slow means for Ted and a boat. It's something I haven't grasped yet, because he gets this thing that's a rocket ship. It's not a boat, and I could swear we were going 38 to 40 knots on the Delta passageways, and he's sitting there just jolly and smiling. I'm fearing for my life. I'm clinging on to everything, drinking heavily because I didn't know if that was going to be my last drink ever. And there's Ted just jolly wise, 38 knots. Yeah, that was my fun, scary experience.
Well, it was early too. Remember, we had to get on that boat like at 6 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah, so we all went to dock the boat. It was I was taking the rest of the story, of course, is the boat was filled with musicians and their instruments, and I'm the only guy that knows how to handle a boat on the entire boat. We get to the dock at the private island where we were headed, and one of my good friends is sitting on his boat watching as we come in, and I tell these guys, so each of you take a line, jump off, and secure the boat. Well, of course, the first guy off jumps on the dock and pulls the line, which pulls the bow of the boat in and swings the rest of it out, so we can't possibly get there. After about 5 tries, we finally get the boat tied up, and I said, Terry, what you think of that? And he said, it looked like 5 monkeys that had just found a football.
Yeah,
it was pretty bad.
I was still in.
But but listen, we got to say too is you talk about too many chiefs in the on the battlefield. I mean, we pull into this dock, and Ted's got his boat going in one direction, and there are boaters on both sides, obviously captains in their own right, and they're all having this argument out front of it should be a stern part. Nah, put it on the bow.
Oh yeah.
That part, and they're trying to figure out which end of the boat. Oh my God! So we got off the boat just completely discombobulated.
Yeah, but
I want to show a quick video here because we have with us Larry Dunlap's with us joining us here, and I've got a tune because Larry's one of Ted's other favorite pianists, and this is a tune that Larry wrote that's on our latest CD, and we'd love to play it for you, and then hopefully you, Ted, and Dan will stick around for a minute, and we'll pick up our boat stories on the other side. This tune is called "Looking in Your Eyes." It's a Larry Dunlap composition, and check it out. 2, 3, 4.
Looking in your eyes, I see a new way of living. Looking in your eyes, I see that love's a possibility. I know I should have guessed you're different from the rest. Curious and shy, gentle as a lullaby. Looking in your eyes, I see the soul of a dreamer. Could it be we've shared a dream or two? Though I'm dazzled by the beauty of the earth, the sea, the sky, it can't compare to looking in your eyes. Such loveliness I see within your eyes. Looking in your eyes, I see the soul of a dreamer. Could it be we've shared a dream or two? Though I'm dazzled by the beauty of the earth, the sea, the sky, it can't compare to looking in your eyes. Such loveliness I see within your eyes.
Well, there you go. Isn't that a gorgeous song? Looking in your eyes.
It's a fabulous song. Fabulous song.
Yeah.
Larry there playing in the cave, as he calls it.
That's right. So, and we usually tell everybody each Wednesday night, right after following us, 7 o'clock, Uncle Larry's Cave. Make sure you check it out. And I tell everyone, make sure you tell them that Brian sent you. Hey, who else?
10% off.
10% off. That's right. That's right. It's a free. You get into Larry's Cave free if you tell him Brian sent you. I'm trying to think of some other good bro stories that we could tell that won't get us in too much trouble, Dan.
I got a
You
good
got one? You got another one? Okay, good.
Yeah. So Ted and I, by the way, Ted's driving a car is just like his boat driving. It's very, very fast. No inhibitions whatsoever. So you can get to LA from Napa in about 2.5 hours if Ted's driving. So we go down to LA and we're going to the Trombone Summit. It's a fun annual Christmas thing with all the LA superstars. So there's a big party after our performance, and we're hanging out at Andy Malloy's house. And Ted's getting to know. This is Ted's first trombone mecca party thing in LA, and he's chatting away. Everyone's wants to get to know Ted, and sitting there literally he's talking to everybody. Half hour with this one guy, bushy curly hair, and Ted comes over to me after talking to him for a while. And he goes, I was really hoping I heard Bob McChesney's in the room here. I go, Ted, you were just talking to him for about 30 minutes right now. And he had no idea he had just become best bros with Bob McChesney. And I was just sitting there, I was just watching him, admiring him from afar. I go, wow, he's really getting along with Bob super well. And there it was, and for those of you that aren't trombone aficionados, Bob is one of the top 5 players in the world without question. And, it's arguably, he's probably the best doodle-tonguer, which I know all of you guitar players know, but doodle-tonguing is when you basically play really fast and accurately, and he's the master of it. And no one can do anything like he can do with his tongue, let's say that, in a wholesome manner, on a trombone. But I just love that. And, just watching Ted mingle with the greats that night was so much fun, because it's a big deal. The first time you're in LA at these guys' house, and it's literally like 40 of the best trombone players you could ever imagine all hanging together, which is not allowed in many states, as we all know.
That's an illegal enterprise in most places.
It was, but it was the first time I went down there. I was just in heaven, and it's a weird feeling when you're around all these guys that you've just worshipped, their greatness, and then you see them live, and they're all normal human beings and a lot of fun to be with.
Yeah, they drink Dan's beer and everything. It's pretty cool.
Well, now I know why Dan goes down there. Yeah.
No, I'm just called the beer guy. In the trombone community, when I go in the room, I'm referred to as, there's the beer guy. It's hilarious.
But it is all the names: Bill Reichenbach, Andy Martin, Bob McChesney. It's the list, man. It's great. And the old timers too, the guys that really paved the way, the original trombone section from Sinatra's band and things like that. It's amazing. It's just a fun night, and we got to get back down there, huh, Ted? We do. It's amazing they let me in the room, but anyway.
Well,
speaking of getting let into,
they all want to come up.
Speaking of getting let into the room, yeah, they probably all want to hang out with you two guys. You're the fun couple.
No, they want to hang out with Ted at Long Meadow Ranch, and sit outside and play trombone and
they want to eat
from the wood burning pizza oven.
Exactly.
Well.
Hey, speaking of getting into the room, we've got someone else to bring into the room, another friend of ours. We have Dr. Aaron Langton going to join us here.
Oh, wow.
Hey there, Aaron.
I'm here. What's up, guys?
There he is. Look at that.
Man, 2 of my favorite trombonists in all of the world.
Well, I was going to say the only 2 trombonists I know in the whole world, but that's probably not true.
2 of my favorite
trombonists that can talk.
That's right. The only 2 that can figure out how to log onto a computer. Yeah.
Well, thanks for the invite, Brian. I was just checking out your show, and you sent me the link, so here I am, man.
There you are, man. How's things going with you?
Oh, great, man. I'm enjoying these stories from Dan and Ted. It's epic stories, man. It's awesome.
They have got some great stories. In fact, it looks like Dan must have gone off to make a new story. My brother.
I'm still here. You know, if I'd known Aaron was coming on, I was trying to find one of my Latin percussion instruments to properly welcome him.
Well, I was hoping for another sleigh bell concerto, Dan.
Well, that's what I was looking for. You know, I think my wife and daughter hit it.
No doubt. Well, I'll tell you that was an amazing. I mean, there were no words for it when you did your last clinic here on 2 weeks ago.
No, there is a word. There is a word, Brian. It's resplendent.
Resplendent. Oh, you'll have to explain that one. Resplendent.
That's it.
Hey, Ted, my little brother Dave wants to know, he says, you've done it all. Business, musician, producer, restaurateur. What's your proudest accomplishment or success?
Oh, wow. Winning a chair in the Jinx Band.
Winning a chair in the Jinx Band.
That's
all right. You get the.
Yeah, I love it.
No, it's true.
Come on, no, it's playing in the Brian Nova Big Band. Come on.
Yeah, it's just being the Brian Nova Big Band, but it's it's
Brian Nova.
It's that crazy experience of being with all you guys, being on the main stage at the San Jose Jazz Fest, as we've had a chance to do
with Michael Davis
together. There are moments where I think, how could this be that I get to do this? And certainly, how could it be that I get to do this at my age? And I'm 72, and the fact that I'm still playing this crazy horn, and people are willing to let me play in their ensemble is beyond belief. Really, it's a huge privilege. Without question, it's made me a foot taller and is extending my life. So,
well, playing with you does the same thing for us. In fact, I just forgot what I was going to say. Dan, you got anything to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, to me, is when we went up and played with you at the Triple Door. That's about as good as it gets for me from a personal high. The quality of the band, and I'm referring, of course, to the Brian Nova Big Band up at in Seattle.
We have good food there.
That's what it is, and it's not the food, man. It's the music, and by the way,
there you found it. Wow.
Thank you, Dan. How much money did you have to give your wife to get her to tell you where she hid that?
She packed it with the Christmas ornaments.
Oh, little did she know that is a musical instrument of fine design.
That's right.
Well, it's German engineered, made in China. What do you expect? Ted, you haven't been exposed to this. Actually, you did. You saw my musical Latin percussion talents up at Tinsley Island, I believe.
That's correct.
When I did a spontaneous maraca solo. I am not just known for my jingle bells, but actually I branched out into numerous shaker type element instruments, and I'm proud of my doubling and tripling abilities. I'm not just trombone.
Well, you're sort of like the
take it from there, Brian.
You're kind of like the Frank Olivier of musicians there. You can just kind of toss those things all over the place.
Yeah, it's but the neat thing is whatever on the eCam, everything when I do this, it makes it look really fast, and I'm really slow. So it's just amazing. The delay, broadcast delay, makes it much more exciting than it really is. Ted, you got the 2B in the background there? Is that what we're looking at?
No, that's the Michael Davis Plus.
Well,
did you add a weight to it?
Yep.
Or maybe I just couldn't see that.
Yep, it has
comes
a weight.
With a weight. Yeah.
It comes with a weight.
Ted, speaking about Michael Davis, you were talking about the San Jose Jazz Summerfest a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago. And yeah, that Michael Davis concert, that was a highlight for me too, man. Sadly, he was off my radar in terms of big. I knew who he was as a player. I didn't know his big band writing. And when whoever it was that put the band together, I don't remember, but when I was called to play and then I was checking out some of the charts and I was like, holy smokes, this guy is serious writer, player, everything. So that was not only a trip for me to play with you all on that concert, but it opened up a whole new, world to me in terms of a great writer for large jazz ensembles. So I definitely appreciate y'all, hooking me up with that concert and getting Michael Davis on my radar. It was awesome.
So Michael went to Eastman, and there was a long tradition at Eastman of them doing brass choirs and trombone choirs, and that got him started in doing. So there's now an ensemble that's referred to as the Chairman of the Bone, and it's generally 8 voices. And to Brian's earlier point, for whatever reason, most of the players in this organization have been successful in business. So Dan and I are members of the Chairman of the Bone, but we also have Mark Lawrence, who's the 27 years principal trombonist in the San Francisco Symphony. Paul Welcomer, also in the San Francisco Symphony. Dr. John Brummel, and Amy Sabo, who is Michael's wife. She played in that gig at San Jose Jazz Fest.
That's right.
She has a master's in trombone performance from Eastman, and so that's a real kick. But there's 8 wonderful voices in these arrangements that Michael has done. Dan played on one of his albums. It's what is it, Dan? It's trombone.
Absolute trombone too.
Right, absolute trombone too. So we have.
There just weren't enough good trombone players in New York, so they had to have me on.
Well, Dan, there must have been something in the water in San Jose back at that time. You, Mike Davis, Jeff Cressman, Andy Martin. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? He played with Leno. Matt Fenders.
Yeah.
I mean, all these incredible trombonists right in the same, time frame, that all coming out of the Bay Area.
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
On Monarch Records. His daughter is also a very good trombone player.
She is so good. Natalie Cressman.
Yeah. She's crazy.
And
then you have Marty Wayner too.
Marty Wayner. We recorded him. We recorded him with Dave Ellis on Monarch Records. So it was great. But Dan and I had the high of a year in the we did the Chairman of the Bone performance actually here in front of the winery that included Mark and Michael, and then we go to Los Angeles, and I shared a stand with Bob McChesney. So McChesney, Bill Reichenbach, and Andy Martin, and so I figured that in the span of only maybe 6 weeks elapsed, I played with every one of the 5 best trombone players in the world.
Yeah.
You have, actually. It's pretty crazy when you think of that.
How about that?
That's amazing.
That's pretty good for an old man.
And I know guitar players Brian, are really reveling in that accomplishment.
There's going to be a lot of guitar players that aren't going to be able to sleep after watching this show. I can tell you that.
Well, sorry guys. Brian, you invited it.
No, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Listen, and not to put a cap on this, but I have a video that we did a while back that features one of our esteemed Dan Gordon here playing not only trombone, but his his shaker maraca extraordinaire.
Was that the Kirkland Himalayan salt shaker, or was it possibly the Jingle Bells?
You're going to have to tell us. So I'm going to play this video. It is a tune that we all love to play. It's probably one of the most famous Cuban tunes out there, El Cuarto De Tula, and it features Andy Fraga Jr. on the drums, Terry Miller on the bass. Actually, Andy Fraga Jr. on 4 drums because it's mostly rhythm. And then Dan Gordon on trombone, and we're going to find out what sort of percussive instruments else he was using, and Neil Livonius on the trumpet. So check it out. It is the El Cuarto. Give it a listen.
ha formado la corredera. El barrio La Cachimba se ha formado la corredera. Fueron los pomperos con sus campañas, sus serenas. Allí fueron los pomperos con sus campañas, sus serenas. Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Hey. Cachimba se ha formado la corredera. En el barrio La Cachimba se ha formado la corredera. Fueron los bomberos con sus campañas, sus serenas. Fueron los bomberos con sus campañas, sus serenas. Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? El Cuarto De Tula con la candela, se acuerdo dormido y no apagó la vela. Bill. El Cuarto De Tula le cayó candela, se acuerdo dormido y no apagó la vela. Dan Gordon. El Cuarto De Tula le cayó candela, se acuerdo miro y no apagó la vela. El Cuarto De Tula le cayó candela, se acuerdo dormido y no apagó la vela. Candela, se acuerda dormido y no apagó la vela. El Cuarto De Tula le cayó candela, se acuerda dormido y no apagó la vela. le cayó candela, se cuerdo miro y no apagó la vela.
Danny, some shaker.
El cuarto de Tula le cayó candela, I miro, I know. Apagó la vela.
Unbelievable, Dan. Unbelievable.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad we got to watch that again. What you missed out on was my footwork, because I really think that was
That is true. That
my
is true.
finest contribution in that video.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen the hips move before. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, well, we all can do it. Trombone players have that special ability.
Dan forgot to hire his video switcher for that day. He had a camera down on his feet, but we just never saw it. Yeah.
No, I certainly didn't know about this video switcher. I got to get me one of them.
Got to get one. Hey, Ted, tell us a little bit about what's going on with right now with Long Meadow Ranch, Farmstead, how things are looking, and
Well, it's been a tough period. We've had 2 major fires and multiple disruptions because of the pandemic. So at the moment, we're mandated by the state of California to be closed. So we can't do any hospitality, or the restaurants closed. We're just doing takeout. And we are making some beautiful white wines and a few reds from the harvest, but a large portion of our harvest was lost to the fire. So it's a tricky time for right now, but we're optimistic for the coming year with getting a vaccine and getting reopened. What's amazing is that when we're open, the people want to come, and so we've had really, really great visitor counts when we've been able to be open, and that's very encouraging. So I'm optimistic. I think we made some beautiful white wines in 2020, and we'll have to see how the rest of them turn out, but we're pretty optimistic, and we still have plenty of wines from prior vintages that are carrying us along. The 2018 is, I think, Brian, you had on the screen a little earlier. It's just a beautiful red wine, beautiful Cabernet. So we love to.
It's hard to.
there it is. Unmute the interview, but yeah, anyway, yeah, that
is probably the finest one in the world. I mean, I always have 2 or 3 cases on hand just because it's the best Sauvignon Blanc I've ever had in my life, and I love Sauvignon Blanc. And your cab is incredible. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you buy from LMR, but you're just even that. I've enjoyed the limited release on your rosé. It's just something. I think the Rosé Pinot, right? Isn't that the?
Yeah, it is. It's Rosé Pinot, and we've been we have a very talented team, and we've been at this a long time. I made my first wine in 1971, so I've been at this for 50 years, and we've been at this project for more than 30. And at this stage, we're pretty broadly recognized as competing among the best wines in the world, and we're doing that without crazy prices.
right. I see where
Yeah, it's $20 a bottle for the Sauvignon Blanc. It's for that quality. It's a steal.
Listen, I think everybody should go out and check it out. Long Meadow Ranch. You got to check out the wine. You've got to check out. I can't wait till Farmstead opens up, because it is, for Masoni and I, it's our favorite restaurant on the planet.
Thank you.
The best food out there.
And the dessert Chardonnay is killer. We
on Christmas Day, just remember that all what you're really doing is feeling sorry for a trombone player.
It really is what it comes down to.
Well, if you put it that way, then it's not so much fun anymore. Yeah. Hey, listen, guys. I hate to cut this wonderful party short, but we got to move on to Uncle Larry's Cave comes on at 7 o'clock. Do we have some more little comments that I should be getting to there? I don't know if I missed anybody. I guess not. Anyway, we want to thank, of course, Dr. Aaron Langton for joining us here. Dan Gordon, all the way in from Gordon Biersch. Dan, and of course,
San Jose.
Love that. That's right, San Jose. And of course, our very special guest tonight, our bro, Ted Hall. Ted, thank you so much. Please give our love to Laddie and everybody up there.
I will indeed.
And we got a shout out from the Filipino. Maybe that's not. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that one alone. John Connors, good to see you too. And can you read that? Anyway, we want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. And again, thank you again to Dan, Ted, Aaron, also Terry Miller and Andy Fraga for joining us on those tunes. And remember, things get rough, things get kind of tiresome out there. Just keep a smile and keep it swinging. We'll see you next time.
Happy New Year, guys. Good to see you.